Hey guys, welcome to my backyard in the Pacific Northwest. This is my first outdoor video that I've shot since I've been back home. Most of my videos were on my patio in Spain. So this is the first nice day where it's not freezing out. This is a yoga video for people who work out. It's going to help relieve some stress in your upper back, your hips, your quads, all over the place. So let's get started. First, we're going to start out in child's pose. So just sinking your hips back towards your heels and reaching your arms out. Just get nestled in, lengthening in your spine. Start to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Connecting with the breath. Grounding in. There's a little tiny worm on my mat. Oh. We're in nature. It's beautiful. The birds are chirping. Let your breaths be long and slow and full. Take an inhale here, and then on your exhale, walk your hands over to the left side. Keep your head in between your arms and anchor that right hip down because it's going to want to pop up. And breathe. Feel the stretch all along the right side. Inhale back to your center and exhale over to the right side. Anchor the left hip down. Keep the head in between the arms. Sink those hips back. Breathe. Feel the stretch all along the left side of your torso. Coming back to center. We're going to come up to all fours and we're going to do some cat-cows here. So make sure your knees are directly underneath your hips and your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. There's my cat. He's from Spain. We brought him here. Found him at the animal shelter. So spreading into the fingers, gripping the mat, lengthening your spine by belly, lift your chest, tip your tailbone. That's an inhale. And then exhale, round your spine. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, tip your tailbone. Look up. Exhale, draw the navel in, push the spine up towards the sky, pushing away from the mat, looking between your knees. Again, breathe in and breathe out. One more time for each. Full breaths in and full breaths out. Coming to a neutral spine. We're going to tuck the toes, spread into those fingers. We're going to, on an inhale, lift the hips up and back. Bend your knees as much as you need to right now. The goal is to have a straight spine, not straight legs here. Pushing the weight away from the mat, pressing the heels towards the mat, rolling the shoulders down your back. The chest is falling towards the thighs. You should be able to shake your head here. We're not holding it up. And then start to pedal. Bending into one foot or bending into one knee and then the other. Pushing one heel down and then the other. Walking our dogs. Keep pushing the weight away from the hands. Stay connected to your breath. On your next exhale, push both heels towards the mat. Tip the tailbone way up high. Maybe someday your heels will come to the mat. Look between your hands and we're going to walk the feet to the top of the mat in between the hands. From there, inhale halfway up into a monkey. Lengthen your spine here. Crown of the head is facing forward and the tailbone's reaching back. Nice straight spine with an engaged core. On an exhale, hinging more at the hips, bringing your belly to your thighs. The top of the head comes down and your tailbone reaches up high. Let the weight of your head stretch your spine out long. You should both shake your head, yes. Shake it, no. Walk the hands over to one side of one foot. Hang out here. Enjoy that stretch. Inhale, center. Exhale over to the other side and hang out here. Coming back to the center, let's inhale, circle sweep all the way up as we stand up, bringing the hands overhead. Then exhale your hands down through your heart center. Mountain pose. Inhale the hands up high. Exhale, open up to one side, opening the arms, twisting the torso. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the other side. Again, breathe in as you come to center. Use the strength of your core, and exhale, open up to the other side. Engage the core. Inhale, center. Exhale, open. Now we're coming back to the center, bringing the hands down through heart center and standing in your mountain pose. So from here, I'm going to show you turning to the front of you. You don't have to turn on your mat, so you can if you want. We're going to bring the hands up high and interlace your fingers. Point your index finger, palms together, shoulder blades down the back. Engage your core, engage your quads, spread your toes out so you're pressing into the pads and heels of your feet. You should be able to lift your toes up here. We're going to take an inhale, stretch it out, exhale, tip to the right, push the hips to the left. Try to stay square to the front or the side of your mat, wherever you are facing. Each inhale, grow taller. Each exhale, push the hips over. Come deeper into this crescent. Bend here, feeling the stretch all along the left side of your torso. Stay connected with your breath. Keep reaching, keep bending. Engage the core. Inhale up to center. Make sure your shoulder blades are back and down. And on an exhale, reach it up and over to the left. Push your hips to the right. Try to keep your chest and hips square to the front of your mat. Each inhale, I try to lengthen up a little more. Each exhale, maybe tip a little deeper. And feel that stretch all along the right side of your torso. Breathe. One more breath cycle here. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, cores engage. Coming back to center, exhale, fold forward. So when we're folding forward, we don't want to hang out like this. We want the belly to collapse into the thighs, the tailbone to reach up high, and the top of the head to reach down. Shake it out here. Full breaths in and full breaths out. So let's stretch our chest. Our chest might be tight from working out, from doing our chest exercises. Interlace your fingers if you can, and if you can't, you can take a towel and hold that in between your hands. But if you can reach those fingertips, interlace those fingers, palms together. Bring the arms up and over. Drop the head down. Lift the tailbone up high. Shake your head here because you want no tension in the neck. Drawing the navel in towards the spine will help you get into your fold deeper. Maybe your palms can touch together, maybe not. I'm a little tight today. Breathe. Enjoy that stretch. Before you release the hands, bring them back to the tailbone, then to the mat. Inhale, circle sweep all the way up high. And then bring the hands down through heart center. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out through the nose, reconnecting, grounding into those four corners of your feet, in the pads and the heels of your feet. Next, we're going to come into eagle pose. So eagle pose is great for stretching and twisting out all your joints. It's great for getting the muscles in between your shoulder blades and your hips. So we're really going to get all the joints and most of the muscle group here. So inhale the hands up high. And then exhale your right arm under and your left arm on top. So elbows on top of elbow. And then I'm going to wrap my arms like I would a rope. If that's not accessible to you, you would grab your shoulders. So from here, make sure your shoulder blades are back and down, your chest is lifted up. Then we're going to sink down into a chair. So chair, you want to be able to lift your toes. Keep the crown of your head up like you have a yoga block on top of your head and it can't fall off. So from here, lift your right leg, wrap it around, just like we wrap the arms. So there's options here. You can put the toe on the ground, the foot on the side, or wrap those toes around. Breathe here. Sink down. Chest up, shoulder blades back and down. Try to line your knees and elbows up midline of your body. Feel the stretch happening in between the shoulder blades, your shoulders, your hips. Maybe sink lower. And then we're going to release it. So we slowly come up. Inhale the hands up high. Exhale. Left arm under, right arm on top. Wrap it like a rope. Chest up, shoulders back and down. Sink down, weights in the heels mainly. Engage your core, crown of the head's up. Lift your left leg up and wrap it around your right leg. So toe on the ground, foot on the side, or wrap it all the way. Sink down. I'm going to show you from the side. Core's engaged. Line your elbows and your knees midline to your body. Maybe sink lower. Breathe. And change. Inhale the hands up high. Exhale them down. Okay, we're going to do a couple more standing postures before we hit the floor. Or not hit the floor, but come down to the floor. So this one was really good at stretching your IT bands and your hips. So what I'm going to have you do is inhale your hands up high, and you can watch me first if you're not sure what we're doing, then come down. So I'm coming down, top of the head down, tailbone up high. If you have a hard time reaching the mat, you can always use a block. So from here, I'm just going to let the torso hang down, and then I'm going to sweep my left arm up, straighten my left leg, bend into my right, and open up my torso to the left side of my mat. Keep that left leg straight, bend into the right. Feel that stretch all down the side of your left leg. Breathe. And then slowly bring it back down with the hand, and we're going to do the other side. So sweep the left arm up, straighten the left leg, bend into the right, open up to the right side of your mat. Breathe here. Keep your neck long. So the right leg is straight, the left leg is bent, and we're open to the right side of our mat with our chest. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel the stretch all along the right side of that leg. Coming back down. Hang the head down, lift the tailbone up high. Inhale, circle sweep all the way up high. And then exhale your hands down through your heart center. Breathe in, breathe out. So one more standing here. So we're going to go wide. So I want you to go really wide on your mat, and the edge of the pinky side of your foot is lined up with the edge of your mat. So the toes might look like they're pointed in. So not at an angle, point them in and get them parallel to the mat. So from here, we're going to keep the spine straight and hinge at the hips and lead with the chest and come into this nice fold. Hands to the mat or a block if you cannot reach. Maybe go wider if you need to. Come down as far as you're able. Draw the navel in towards the spine. Maybe someday your head will reach the top of your mat. Breathe here. The wider I have my legs, my feet, the easier it would be for me to get my head closer to the mat. Press your torso up to parallel to the floor. Kind of heel toe in a little bit so you're not as wide. Keep the spine straight. Maybe put your hands right in the creases of your hips. Roll your shoulder blades back and down. Lengthen out your neck and your spine and rise up. And then step to the top of your mat. Inhale and exhale. So we're coming down. We're going to be doing some stretches down below. Inhale your hands up high. Exhale, fold. All the way down. Top of the head reaches the mat. Tailbone reaches up high. So this is one of my favorite stretches in forward fold. Heel toe your feet out about 2 fists apart. Palms up, slide your hands underneath your feet. Try to get your toes to your wrist. If not today, someday. I'm going to drop my head down and lift my tailbone up high. I'm going to inhale, lengthen my spine. Exhale, pull in nice and close to my legs. So my arms are stretching here and my legs are stretching. Lower back is getting stretched. Each inhale, lengthen out. Each exhale, pull in more. This is a great massage for your hands too. Breathe in and breathe out. Yes, feels good. Bring the hands to the mat. Walk your feet back together. We're going to step the left foot back and then drop the knee. Now, if it hurts your knee to be on there, you can slide a cushion, maybe a blanket or something with a little softness to help with that. Little gardening mats for your knees work good too. Sink down to stretch your hip flexor. So you want that right foot out far enough to where the knee doesn't go past your toe here. And try to keep your hips pretty square to the front of your mat. You want the torso up straight, not leaning forward, because then I won't get as much stretch. I want to stretch that hip flexor. Shoulder blades are back and down. So for more stretch in that hip flexor, I can take my left hand and reach it back to the right back corner of my mat. Breathe in. I'm going to just feel it all along that hip flexor and up my side of my torso there. And then bring the hand back down. Hands to the mat. We're going to sink the hips back and then down. So you don't need to have straight leg. In fact, I wouldn't want you to hyperextend that leg, so keep it slightly bent. Square your hips and then fold your torso over that leg for a nice hamstring stretch here. Start to draw your forehead towards your knee. Reconnect with your breath, breathing in, breathing out. Coming forward again, we're going to come into a pigeon. So take that right foot and walk it behind the left hand, not directly behind. It's going to be back a little bit, unless you're super flexible. And then the right knee drops behind the right wrist, which is right next to the wrist here. Square to the front of your mat. I like to tuck my toe and start to inch my leg back, coming down further into this pigeon. If you find a lot of space in that right hip, you would slide a block under when we do the other side. Flex your right foot to help protect your ankle and your knee. You're going to feel a big stretch here if you're tight, if you've been working out a lot. So you can stay up high, or if you need more stretch, you can come down to your forearms. And for even more stretch, you just lengthen out your spine and fold all the way down, resting your forehead on your fist or on a block or on the mat if it reaches. Breathe into those tight areas. I like to think of my inhales creating space and my exhales relaxing around that new space that I've created. Melt into it. Surrender the muscles. One more breath cycle here. And then I'm pressing myself up, palms on the mat, tucking the back toe, engaging my core. I'm stepping back to downward facing dog. Oh, that's gonna feel good. Push the weight away from your hands. Slide your shoulder blades down your back. Push the heels towards the mat. Press into every knuckle, the whole palm of your hand to evenly distribute the weight. So now we're just gonna do everything we did for the other side. So to get there, we're gonna inhale the left leg up high, and then we're gonna bring that foot forward in between the hands. You can drop your knee in the back and then move it in between your hands if you need to. The back knee is well beyond the hip, so I'm not directly down on my knee. I want my hips forward from that back knee. And make sure that front foot is far enough up to where your knee is not passing your toe. Inhale, lengthen out your spine. Exhale, sink down into this. Feel that in the right hip stretcher or hip flexor now. Breathe. Posture's up tall, not hinging forward for optimal stretch. Oh, I'm so glad it's nice out today. We've had a spell of weather. Snow, it just all melted yesterday. Rain before that. The spring's gonna be glorious here though. So to get more stretch, only if you need it, you take your right arm, reach it up towards the left back corner of your mat. Breathe. Connecting with the breath. Notice your inhales and notice your exhales. Oh, yeah. Bring the hand down if it's up. Everybody put the hands on the mat. We're going to sink the hips back and down. And remember, don't hyperextend that knee. It's a slight micro bend in the knee or as much of a bend as you need. Square your hips, lengthen your spine, and then fold over that front leg, drawing your forehead towards your knee. Inhales create space. Exhales relax around that space. Feel that stretch all along your hamstring. And then we're going to come up, moving the hips forward, taking that left foot, walking it behind the right hand, but not directly behind it, unless you're super flexible. And then the left knee drops directly behind the left hand. Square yourself to the front of your mat, and then just start to slide down. Now here you'll be able to see on this side a little more. If I had stopped here and I can't get down any further, I'd put a pillow or a yoga block here to give me some support. So a couple breaths up on your hands, flexing that left foot to protect your knee. And then you can slowly work your way down to wherever you need to find your edge. Take your time though. The inhales create space, and the exhales relax around that space. You could stay on your forearms or come all the way down. You can rest your forehead on something. So fists, a block, or the mat if you can go down that far. Breathe in, breathe out. Surrender those muscles, that left hip. Melt. Oh yeah, mine's releasing now. It takes a while. Have patience. One more full breath cycle here. Slowly press yourself up. Always come out of a stretch, slowly. So the way I'm going to come out of this one is if you have a block, you'd remove it, or a blanket. You sink into that left hip, and if you can, just swing your right leg around, just like that. Right, that easy, right? So we're going to sit nice and tall, and you want to fluff your feathers out and get on your sit bones here. And the legs are straight out, the spine is straight. Active legs, toes and knees are pointing up towards the sky. So they're just not flopping around. Active. Inhale the hands up high. Exhale, hinge at your hips and lead with your chest. Chest towards the toes right now. And land your hands wherever they might go. Some of you, they might be on your shins, some on your ankles, some can reach the toes. You can have a slight bend in your knees, and that's okay. I'm just going to scoop my tailbone out a little bit, and then my chest is going to go towards my toes. And once I get out as far as I can, like that, then I'm going to allow my spine to round a little and draw my forehead towards my shins or knees. Dropping the head down. Breathe. Lift the chest back up to straight spine and come out of that. So next, we're just going to do some stuff here in easy seated position. So crossing the ankles, and if your knees are up really high and you feel stress in the knees or hips, slide a block on each side or whatever side you need, so they're just not hanging out there. So over time, you'll become more flexible. So sit up nice and tall on your sit bones, and you can also roll a blanket or another mat rolled up underneath you and sit on that to help you with your lower back if you need. So here we're gonna sit up nice and tall, up through the crown of the head. Place your left hand on the mat. Reach your right arm up and over. Oh yeah, feel that stretch. And then come up, and we'll do the other side. So place the right hand on the mat and reach the left arm up and over. Breathe. Make sure the shoulder blades stay down the back though. And coming back up. We're going to do a little twist here. So we're going to twist up and around to the left. So nice and tall, I place my right hand on my left knee, place my left hand behind me on my mat at the base of my tailbone. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twist. Looking behind you as far as you can. Breathing, connecting with your breath. Each inhale, I grow taller. Each exhale, I twist deeper. And then I'm going to slowly come out of this, and we're going to do the other side. So nice straight spine. Take an inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist up and around. Left hand goes onto the right knee. Right hand goes at the base of your spine on your mat. Each inhale, grow taller. Each exhale, twist deeper and look behind you. I'm looking at that beautiful set of trees right there, but they dump a ton of leaves on my yard. But it was fun raking and burning. We have a little fire pit here too. Slowly unwind there. Roll your shoulder blades up and back. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. Let's lift our right ear towards the sky as we tip our left ear towards our shoulder. You can hang the right arm out onto the mat for more stretch. Breathe. Bring the hand back to the knee and up to center. Lift the left ear up towards the sky and the right ear towards your shoulder. Feel that stretch. Stay nice and tall. Left hand can come out onto the mat beside you for more stretch. And breathe. You guys did good today. Bring the hand back up and then the head up. Let's interlace the fingers and press the palms out. Drop your shoulders down. Inhale the arms up high. Exhale, hands behind you. Interlace your fingers here. Roll your shoulder blades back and down. Turn your head one way as far as it will go. And then the other way. Come back to your center. Release your hands to heart center. The light in me recognizes the light in each and every one of you. Thank you so much for watching and doing my video with me. And if you liked it, please thumbs up it on YouTube and share it with your friends and subscribe. See you next time. Namaste.